Welcome back, everyone. This is Ralph Barba speaking. It's STEM Mad 2019. We're on Live FM, and I'm having a great time talking to many schools here and teachers, talking about their wonderful STEM programs that are operating in their schools. And this time, I'm with the wonderful crew from Nazareth Primary School in Grovedale. We've got their teacher, Jonathan Connor, their STEM leader, with us. So, hey, Jonathan, how you going?
Well, thanks, Ralph.
Yeah, so it's really great to have you here. We've got Connor, Sophie and Ella. We've got Connor and Sophie, Year 6 students, about to go off and spread their wings in secondary school. Of course, Ella, she's a youngster in Year 5, joining us today. Thanks for joining us, guys. I cannot wait to see what you guys have come up with. But let's start with you, Ella. Tell us about your innovation and what you're showcasing here today.
So we're down in Nazareth Catholic School in Grovedale, and we have sustainability lessons maybe every 2 weeks. So technically, sometimes we have excursions down to the Warmpong Creek near our school, and we see how much rubbish is down there, and all of that, most of it can be recycled. So our innovation was a sustainable sorting app that can assist people on how to recycle different household items.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit more about that, Sophie, about this sorting app. That sounds really complicated to me.
I'm not in that group.
Oh, okay. So you've got more than one innovation today.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about your innovation then.
So our group did a helmet that's an insert into a beanie or a hat to prevent concussions in everyday use, because normally they're big and bulky.
Wow. I need one of those because I wear beanies all the time and I'm always hitting my head everywhere. So that's fantastic. So how much time did it take you guys to come up with that idea?
Well, we brainstormed our ideas and then we started talking about footy, and that's how we came up with the idea. And then we started doing prototypes each, and they took about an hour, for each one.
Okay, so what are you making this protective helmet? What are you making those out of?
So our final prototype, the outer layer is canvas and the inside is thermoplastic polyurethane, which is like a yoga mat kind of material.
Okay. And how did you come up with that? What sort of variety or diversity of materials did you go through before you decided on that?
Well, we researched one of them, and then I think it had some chemicals in it, so it wouldn't be good for on a head.
Yeah, sure. And Connor, what were you involved with?
I was in Sophie's group, and so we made 4 different prototypes, and then off the 4 prototypes we created into our final prototype, and then off the final prototype we did the pros and cons, and we created the final design, which was made out of the polyurethane, as Sophie said.
So tell me, how do you test these things? Were you the crash test dummy where they put the thing on and you had to go run into a wall or something, or so how did you road test it?
Yeah, well, we road tested it. Well, first we did it into a wall because it's a harder sort of, and then.
So who did that? Who ran into the wall and tested that?
I
did. You did it,
yeah. Yeah, and also, so we were gonna use it later for during lunchtimes and playtimes for playing footy, and if it's sort of a cold day like today, put a beanie over the top and still be warm as well as protecting the head.
Okay, so before we go to Jonathan and speak to him about the STEM program, what happens now with this prototype you've come up with? Are you going to take it beyond the school and see whether you can, bring it into the community and help other people in the community with it? How's it going to be working?
We're thinking to, there's some people at our school who have to wear helmets for in-school sports like footy and other contact sports, and they feel a bit subconscious about wearing them because no one else has one. And we're thinking we're going to try it on those people, say if they like it first, and then after that we're going to use it to people like me who don't even have to wear a helmet playing footy, see if it fits for them, and then might use it for friends and family. And
well, gridiron football in America, they all wear helmets whether they've had concussion or not, so why not? So Ella, what happens with your program?
So we use the Code.org App Lab studio to build our app.
Yep.
So technically it's only Geelong based by now because we are a school closer to Geelong. But we're hoping to go further than Geelong with the app and maybe add on some more possibilities, maybe some charitable organisations so that people can have a choice in who recycles their household items.
It's such a hot topic, isn't it, Jonathan, the recycling aspect of things and even the concussion side of things. I mean, they were talking on sports radio the other day about the effect on concussion, and even when, years after the athletes finish playing, that they could have this delayed concussion years later without even being affected while they have been playing. So real hot topics the kids have come up with, isn't it?
That is, and I think with the helmet design, that their motivation was, and same with Ella's, it's what real-world impact can we have with our design thinking. And I know with Ella's group, with their app, they went through so many different... I think we were brainstorming, or not brainstorming, but talking about it for about an hour and a half, whereas these guys, they seem to be fly through it in maybe half an hour and they got focused. But it's about what's the real-world application they can use, and then real motivation for their helmet was how do people who might suffer from a brain injury not feel excluded when they're in their everyday life, so that they can almost disguise this helmet where they're not going to be excluded by it for looking different. Whereas the Ella with her group's app, they're trying to create choice. Okay, who we had Envision, who are a group who collect bottle caps and use that to make prosthetic limbs. Well, maybe I'm someone who collects bottle caps and I want them recycled for 3D printing, but I'm not actually interested in 3D limbs. Yeah. I'm a soccer fan, and maybe they can be used to make soccer goalposts. So that's where I want my recycled materials to go. So it's about creating choice and informing. And they're some, like we say, it's that's the Catholic lens that we look through, our stewardship and our sense of humanity, that what we're trying to instill in our children, that they are creative, they're confident, that yes, we'll make errors, but we reflect on those until we work through and create success, and lifelong learners in the process. It's something that is in time with the rapid growth of technology.
That's what it's all about, learning how to learn, lifelong learners, excited about learning, and the smiles on your faces, guys, and the pride you guys have coming up with these ideas and with the possibility of helping the community. Well done. Fantastic stuff. Really quickly, Jonathan, tell us about the STEM program at your school.
I think I've pretty summed it up there.
Yeah.
We're really focused that over the last 3 years, we've gone to a point where now I'm full-time as a STEM leader. So we run that as a specialist program. We also have our sustainability lessons that are run by another teacher. So our purpose is that we're teaching our children a design thinking process and instilling our children that confident that this is something that is not just at primary school, but it's a lifelong process, as you said, and that there's importance in being able to communicate, share ideas and respect each other's ideas throughout that process.
And really quickly, guys, before we go, Ella, tell me about the work that Jonathan, Mr. Connor, does for you to inspire you in the learning that you're going through.
Be nice to me, Ella.
I think there's lots of real-world examples of coding that Mr. Connor gives us during our lessons, and there's always something that's going to capture our attention, a really fun way to learn STEM, like our science, and there's always an aspect, whether it be science, technology, engineering or maths, there's always something that the class finds really fun and engaging.
Fantastic. And Sophie, tell us about how Mr. Connor has inspired you in your learning.
Well, most of the time we have like a piece of technology that like intrigues us into the lesson, and then we like code it or do signals that like make it move around.
Yeah, fantastic. And yourself there, Connor, what impact has Mr. Connor had on you?
He has quite a big impact on my learning and just my technological use. In STEM, we use all different types of technology, not just laptops and computers, but different robots such as the Spheros and the Edisons. And we find every lesson we find a new way to learn STEM and like create new things.
Well, thanks for joining us today. You're doing wonderful work. Jonathan, yourself as a teacher, doing wonderful work in your school. These kids are inspired. You're changing lives, mate. So well done on that. That's a crew from Nazareth Primary School in Grovedale. Jonathan Connor, their STEM leader. Connor, Sophie, and also Ella joining us today. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks, Ralph.
Good on you. Thanks very much. That is, of course, another one of our interviews here on Live FM. It's STEM Mad 2019.